All right. Welcome to my channel. All right. So I've been wanting to do a cat series for a long time. And since I now have a stray cat running around outside my house, I thought I would take that opportunity to start that series. So this first video is going to be about stray cats and what to do if you have one turn up. Um, I generally don't feed stray cats. I don't call them to wherever I am. If I do see one, um, especially if it looks like it needs assistance, I will generally step in and see what I can do about it. So I've got basic equipment here. Um, First thing you really want to take into consideration um, when you're dealing with a stray is basically to find out if you're dealing with an actual stray or a feral. A feral cat is essentially a wild animal, and it's a whole other series of operations if you catch yourself a feral as opposed to just an abandoned or wandering cat. Cats wander for a lot of reasons. They wander for mating if they're unfixed. They wander if they're left or dumped. Um, you know, and basically what we as a community can do for them really kind of just all depends on how much human interaction they tolerate. Um, but that's for another video. For now, I'm just going to go over quickly uh, my setup here, and this is how I handle it, and what I do if I do have a stray turn up. I've got my Have a Heart trap. This is a live trap. I've had this for many years. Um, I've got some basic newspaper. I've got a towel. I have a food bowl, some wet food, a little poncho that will go on top of this trap to cover it from being snowed on, because it is winter right now in New York and the temperatures are brutal. It's really brutal for strays to be outside right now. So I want to try to make their transition as gentle as possible. Um, got a cat box with cat litter, safety gloves. Like I said, we have no idea what kind of cat is going to end up in this trap. Could be a freaking neighbor's cat and perfectly friendly, or it could be an actual wild animal. So gloves and some basic first aid kit. Um, Another thing you do want to think about, when you are planning on intervening with a stray cat, is that this stuff gets pricey. Just this setup here, I calculated about $70 just to find out if your wandering cat can even be handled. We wouldn't know anything about what its grooming needs are, um, what its diets needs are going to be, if it's injured, if it needs any medical treatment, and surely it will need to be spayed or neutered. So, rescuing a stray cat, can be pretty expensive ordeal, and an emotional ordeal. If you're a cat person and you pull in one of these cats and it's wicked injured and you don't have enough money to do anything about it, like it's heart wrenching. So you want to make sure that you're actually prepared, to handle a stray animal if you are gonna, bring it inside. And like I think I already mentioned this in the video, I do not normally set out cat food on the regular. I don't call strays to me, but if they do show up, um, I try to, get start moving them from wherever I found them, to closer to where I plan on setting the trap. So, yep, we'll go over all that. I will take the camera with me and we'll set this trap up and see if we can help this kitty. And we'll go over a whole bunch of other stuff. So, yeah, stay around. Okie dokie. So, we are outside. I have placed the trap in the location that I want to try to get him in. First, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to cover the bottom with newspaper. I want to have something nice and absorbent because a lot of times, if you are trapping a feral cat, and as soon when this door slams down on the cat, a lot of times they wig out and bang around in here, which is unfortunate. But they can spill their food, they can spill water. So I like to have a nice absorbent layer of newspaper on the bottom. And that is another reason why I'm not going to add any water to this dish for now. Because one, it's 2 degrees and it's gonna freeze in seconds. And two, if the cat does wig out, it's just better if we don't throw a bunch of frozen water around inside of this cage. Most likely, I will hear this trap go off if it does. So it will not be in here long. This is not as easy with mittens on. Maybe we'll take these bad boys off. And I'm going to put this towel in here. I like my towel there because the step grate is right here on this side. So when the cat steps on the trip plate, we want that nice and covered. Let's try this without mittens. There we go. So the trip plate will raise up in there, and then this door stays open. Pull this down. Pull our towel down. Set it up all nice. So this door is going to stay open. And I'm going to take my food dish. And I always use wet food because it smells strong and it's very enticing. Pop it in there. Make sure all of our little doors are locked. Move it right up against the wall because, like I said, it could bang around and we don't want it to tip over. And lastly, I will take my little poncho and just cover it a little. And that is the sound of Frida wanting to come out. You don't have to use plastic. You could use a sheet or another old towel. Sometimes you don't actually want to use plastic because if it does rustle, it could scare the cat away. But this cat has been eating on this porch for 3 or 4 days. So I've already gotten it used to coming up on this porch. So I'm hoping that this process will only take a day or two. So that's this part of the video, and I will see you back here when we get something in this trap. Thanks for watching.